your girl Abigail, and this is a very special edition of the Vox Pop on the Universal Worship Network. So it is very special because I would have the opportunity to ask several women, to share their if no be God experience. You know, this moment that it was only by the intervention of God that made them to either pass through that phase or were able to escape some harsh realities, right? So guys, let us hear what they have to say. Let us go.
If no be God experience, I remember back in the at a particular point in time I was pregnant, and I went to the hospital and I was told, oh, the baby is breech and then you have a cyst growing and all that. Let's give it a few weeks and let's see how it goes. If the baby doesn't turn, you need surgery, and then if the cyst continues to grow, there might be an issue with the baby and all that. And I remember going back to God in prayer, asked my mom to join me then in prayers, and the following time I had my doctor's appointment. I went back there and the doctor was completely surprised. They're like, what did you do? Like, the baby had turned, it was normal, the cyst was no longer there, and it was just a miracle. Everything went well. I came out strong, I'm alive, and hey, if no be God, where I for day.
I'm sharing this testimony to the glory of God and to the shame of the enemy. When I had my first pregnancy, then over 15 years ago, I had pre-eclampsia and I was diagnosed for antepartum hemorrhage. So as the pregnancy advances, there was no dilation, I was not dilated. I was only 3 or 4 centimeters dilated. So later when I was examined, blood started gushing out. So I was quickly wheeled to the theater for CS. Unfortunately, I was the CS was done. God took perfect control. Meanwhile, along the line, I was screaming, Jesus, come true for me. I will not die. My baby will not die, because apparently my baby had been detached from placenta. So to the glory of God, the CS was done and God perfected it. Baby fine, mother fine, to the glory of God. The type of cesarean operation that was done was a very peculiar one that was not supposed to be done for me, but to the glory of God, it was done perfectly, and I came out with my baby live. I give God the glory.
God has been so good to me. God has been so awesome in diverse ways that I can't even count. But the most striking one I will never forget was an incident that happened when my first daughter was about 3 years old. She was critically ill. We rushed her to the hospital at the middle of the night, and on getting to the hospital, Bagada General Hospital, they said there was no bed space, that they can't attend to us. She was practically dying in my hands, and I could remember I was pregnant for my second baby, and it was a helpless situation. We were crying, we were begging for doctors, we were even begging, let them even attend to her so that she would survive at least. There was no response. They said they didn't even bother. At the point, I just told my husband, I said, well, God has given us this child, nothing will happen to her. Let's go home in faith. She won't die. God will come through for us. And we left there, hopeless, helpless, and we went praying to God. To the glory of God, we went to a private hospital, and to cut the long story short, the doctor came the following morning. God kept her. Doctor attended. They asked us to go for X-ray and the rest. And after all that, to the glory of God, all the doctor thought was wrong with her. There was absolutely nothing, and she was healed miraculously. They said she had adenoid, that she was going to go through surgery. Before they gave us time to come back, and we went back after like 2 weeks. They gave us, and then to the glory of God, there was no growth, nothing, and it was a miracle. It's a very big miracle.
I want to testify. I want to thank God for His goodness in my life. I want to thank Him for making me to be alive this day because of what I've been through. I've been through a lot. 2 years ago, I went through a serious situation that I decided to keep to myself anyway. But God saw me through, and it was wonderful because I embraced God. I made sure I went closer to Him without compromising, and I cast all my burden on Him. So by so doing, He saw me through, and I was able to at least overcome.
And a whole lot. Is it when I was out of job, my husband was out of job, we were like, how are we going to take care of 3 children? How are we going to pay bills? God, in His infinite mercy, came through. At the point when we felt all hope was lost, God came through in a miraculous way. My husband bounced back, I also bounced back. And today, we are not there yet, but we know God will still do great things in our lives and our home.